I'm guessing that everyone here, as you heard my story, as you heard Suzanne's story, have experienced, and you thought about your own story, some of what can feel like that wave just swamping you, just coming up over the deck and swamping you. So let's look at that impact. As you're pushing off from the dry land and you're heading out, what do you experience? What are some of the feelings, the thoughts that you have as you're doing that? Who wants to point some of those out? Yes?
Fear is a big one.
Fear.
Ahead, especially when there are big changes in your life, in your emotions, in your family, that kind of thing.
Yes. Fear is a big one, and we know in coaching that's the biggest obstacle for moving forward to making progress. So that's a big one for us to be aware of and look at and find out what to do with. Thank you. What else?
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. Yes. I read something about we're all facing the gaping jaws of uncertainty.
Wow.
Yeah, like the shark. Yes. What else? Apprehension.
Excitement.
Excitement. There's somebody that likes to ride the waves, and there are some people that are just naturally oriented that way.
The risk of becoming unanchored.
Yes. The risk. Tell me about that, John.
I mean, we all have different experiences. I've spent a good deal of my life anchored in the military, and I retired last year, and so I'm somewhat unanchored right now, and I've begun to enjoy it.
Congratulations. Congratulations on learning to enjoy that unanchoring. Learning to ride the waves a little bit. Those of us who like to believe that we have some sense of control and that we're making things happen, that unanchoring can be disorienting. Well, I can tell you that as I heard that from the captain, I thought, why did we even leave this island? You know, let me off. I want to go back. I want to go back to where it's safe. I know what's going on. And, you know, too late. In fact, it's counterintuitive, but in a ship, when the waves get high, the best thing for the captain to do is to head into the waves. That's the safest thing for the boat. And sometimes the shore is the least safe place to be. So we might feel some relief. I got off. Not everybody did. I'm here. And even some guilt about I got off and not everybody else did. And then when you can't see land anymore, you really are unanchored and you're out bouncing around, things can progress a little bit more in terms of impact. And what might you notice when you're out at sea in the rough waves for an extended period of time? Anybody?
Sharks.
Yeah, those gaping jaws of uncertainty, sharks.
Dehydration.
Yeah. So kind of drying up. It's hard work, isn't it, to be in change all the time, and you can feel exhausted. You can, yes, Todd.
You might find clarity.
Yes?
Like the stuff of what's most important starts to bubble up, and the stuff that's not so important might just drift off to somewhere else.
Fabulous. So as you're out there bouncing around, what's important may be clearer. According to some of the research, when you're in this place for a while, you can start to exhibit symptoms of clinical depression. So problems sleeping, eating, concentrating, and then how this shows up organizationally. Anybody, HR, OD, want to comment on statistics on this? Up to 3 times the amount of absenteeism, 50% drop in effectiveness, more conflict, miscommunication. In terms of systems theory, we all know that a system's resistant to change, right? So we think about Moses taking the people through the promised land, and they've been in slavery. And they're going to the land of milk and honey, the promised land. And what are they doing?
They're going through a
They're going through a sea change, they're wandering through the desert, and they're saying, take me back. I'd rather be a slave than be out here unanchored, not knowing what I'm doing. You know, I'm sure some of you have experienced that in an organization, have heard that in meetings. Let's just do it the way we've been doing it. The exciting thing is, though, that in a time of change and transition, that's when you as a person, you as an organization, are most ready for transformation, to make giant leaps forward. Things are already unsettled. That's when you can make the big leap and the positive change.